Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to the Stink Bug Works. I got a late start this morning. I haven't even made my coffee. I may not make coffee. I might switch to adult beverages sooner this afternoon. Anyway, I've been inventing, and there's a bunch of crap on my bench. So let's talk about the crap on my bench, and then we'll get to inventing. This is the DTRC, the Downtown Radio Control, the DTRC M450 Cobra. Now, you've seen me go through a lot of gremlins with this thing and finally get it running. The gremlins were a loose motor wire and water getting on the speed control. Other than that, and I used an aluminum turn fin in place of the stainless steel one that was on the boat originally. The aluminum one just seems a little stiffer. I had it in the toolbox or the parts box, so I threw it on. Actually, I wound up using this as the turn fin on Miss Bud, as a matter of fact. So the Miss Bud turn fin is from here. So I finally got this thing running, and it runs real good. You saw the video. I'll even put a link to the video where you see this thing run. But it has the Snot Rocket power package. It's a 2835 3300. It's a 2835 3300 motor, and this particular one is branded, you're going to love this, Boat Gangs. And in fact, the water jacket is also branded Boat Gangs. They all come from the same factory in China. It just has a different name etched on it. But the fact that it's Boat Gangs was kind of cool. It has a 2-millimeter drive shaft supported by a ball bearing here and a couple of ball bearings here and a ball bearing here. So there's 4 ball bearings supporting this shaft. The only modifications I've made internally were to remove the battery tray, because it wouldn't hold anything down. Put some Velcro in here and strategically glue flotation foam onto the hatch so that the flotation acts as jam foam up against the battery, so the battery's not going to go anywhere. And of course, I've put jam foam everywhere else in this thing. Why am I telling you about this boat? Why am I telling you about this boat when I should be inventing? Well, let's see. Where can I get rid of this? Here's my pile of stuff to put away. It's now in my pile of stuff to put away. Because, boys and girls, inside of this box that has not been opened is another one of those, exactly like it. But this has not been touched by human hands since it left the factory. Why? Why am I telling you about that? Because that's going to be the prize. That's the prize for the next Jet Challenge. I'm still working out the details of the challenge, but that's going to be the prize. So, here's where we left off yesterday, and I got some good comments, and actually I had incorporated some of the thinking of those comments before I read the comments. And let's see if we can look in a little closer. I don't know if you can see what I'm talking about here, but I'm thinking about gluing on a nose. I was originally thinking of making it like a boat, where the bottom would come together like this. in order, this is still prototype stage. I don't need to get fancy. I think I'm just going to make a swooping curve with a flat bottom all the way. This is this is not even prototype stuff. This is proof of concept. This goes below prototype in construction quality and appearance. I mean, look. Anyway, so here's my thinking. I'm thinking that the arm for the ski should be 90 degrees, less a few, to give it a little bit of camber. I think because the whole bunch of the Easy Rider chopper camber sort of steered it, a little bit of camber on a perpendicular would probably be just about right. So that's my plan. So I'm going to make some bulkheads, square bulkheads with a hole dead center for this and a hole for the servo, and then essentially build this box around these. Then what I'll do is I'll build it this same dimension, and I'll put a bulkhead just forward here, and that'll give me room to put doublers to glue the whole thing together. And that should be plenty structural sound for as light as this thing is. This thing weighs nothing. It's silly lightweight. So there you go. There's my thinking. I'm thinking of a ski at a reasonable angle of attack. I'm pushing 5-6 degrees. I'd have to get. I just eyeballed that. I'll have to get my angle to dangle meter out and measure that. So that's my thinking up to here. Now, my thinking on the challenge. I'm going to challenge you guys to build a canard rigger with front steering. And I'm going to share all my sketches and all the talk I've done, but I'm not going to throw out the challenge until I run this and see if this has a possibility of working. Because what I had before sort of worked, but it didn't work all the time consistency. I still had the issue of doing wheelies and getting my steering out of the water. So I definitely need to keep this planted in some manner of fashion. So I think moving the CG forward would be optimum. And quite frankly, I don't know if the wing is necessary or not. Quite frankly, because I built the wings as separate structures, I could just replace them with an aluminum tube and have just a bare rigger hull back there. So maybe I'll do that. I'll try this, see what it does, and then remove the wings, because I can, and see what that does. That might be an interesting experiment. I never really considered it, but the way it's built, the wings are just pinched on there. Never thought of that. Well, there you go, boys and girls. See, I'm inventing stuff while I'm talking to you. Until next time, jet out.